lady I learned while I was making adverts for the Deep Sleep Mattress Company.
Oh, he's so good on this mattress. Reminder before we get started, no photographs during the poll. Thank you.
month, please. I'm just sick to death of cowboy sting.
Well, you should do what I do.
What's that?
When I get them up in my room, spray 'em with perfume when they're not looking.
You what?
Spray 'em with perfume.
Well, wouldn't that be like doing it with a deep-voiced, fat-bellied woman?
Yeah. But at least it smells good.
Well, I just hope it's a slow day today. Do you ever have one of those days where you just don't feel like giving it?
Sure I do.
Well, I'm having one of those days. Ugh, I don't want to be touched, you know?
Well, just think of something else then. When you're lying there, just think of something else.
Is that what you do?
Sometimes. Sometimes I read.
You read.
Yeah.
While the man's up there doing his business, you read?
Well, depends on the man, of course. You know, some men don't care what you're doing, so as long as they get what they paid for. And then some do the whole thing with their eyes closed, and they don't know what's going on underneath them anyway.
Yeah, I've had a few of those. I had a man last week who prayed through the whole thing.
He prayed.
It was like he was sinning and being saved all at once. He was calling on the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, the Virgin Mary. I didn't know whether to drop my drawers or bow my head.
Well, if you want to keep your mind off it, try reading.
What book are you reading now?
It's called Dead Souls. It was written by some Russian fella.
Dead Souls, huh? Did you get it from Roland Keats?
Uh-huh.
Now, I figured. Does Roland's wife know that he comes around to see you?
I don't know whether she does or not. Besides, he doesn't come here to lie with me. He brings me books. He says he wants to give me his tutelage.
I've heard it called a lot of things, but
I'm serious, Francis. Roland says I show promise intellectually, and he wants to give me his guidance. Well, he says that books can teach me all about the world outside of Baxter Springs.
Anita, honey, there ain't no world outside of Baxter Springs. Not for women like us, anyway. Jenny's House of Joy is the only world we're ever gonna know.
No, not for me, it isn't. I'm saving my money so I can travel, so I can move myself up in society.
Society? You're a whore. Society ain't gonna let you move nowhere but onto the next whorehouse.
No, that's not true. I'm not going to be doing this forever, you know. I'm going to raise myself up. I'm going to be like respectable folks and go to fancy parties, meet well-turned-out men, and drink tea with refined women.
Oh, good God, Anita. Do you think that refined women are going to want to sit down across a fancy tablecloth and drink their orange pekoe tea with the likes of you? Well, they'd spot you as a whore as soon as you opened your mouth.
No, they won't. Roland's teaching me all about that, too.
About what?
Well, about talking properly.
And how's he doing that?
Well, it's simple, really. It's just a matter of not dropping your G's.
Not dropping what?
Your G's. Instead of saying doing like you do, I say doing. Or instead of saying reading, I say reading.
Oh, I see. Well, instead of saying that's very enlightening, I say bullshit.
True, Francis.
want, but there ain't no way you are ever gonna pose as respectable. I will too. No. You can read every book there is and let Roland Keats give you his tutelage until it's worn to a nub, but it ain't gonna change nothing.
Well, I'm just trying to improve myself, Francis. I don't see what's wrong with that.
You are gonna wind up making a fool of yourself. That's what's wrong with it.
Maybe I won't. I might be sitting in some exclusive Philadelphia restaurant one day, sipping a cup of tea with my sophisticated lady friends. Then you'll walk by the window and see me sitting there. See me sitting there as big as you please, and then what do you say?
I'll say, look, there's a whore drinking tea. Bitch. Yeah, damn right, honey. And I ain't trying to pass myself off as anything but.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Jenny.
How are we this morning?
Well, I am feeling exceedingly charming, thank you.
Friends, have you been out of whiskey already?
She's making fun of me, and for some reason she enjoys it.
Oh, I know, pussycat. We all do. Have either of you seen Prudence Ann this morning?
Not yet, why?
Well, I knocked on her door a while ago and there was no answer.
She was drinking down here with Jeff Kinney last night when I went to bed. That was around 2:30.
Jeff Kinney?
Yes, ma'am, they were drinking red wine, and lots of it.
Did you see her, Francis?
At 2:30? No, I were asleep.
Well, she better not have gone far. Vernon Quarles is due here in a half hour, and he always asks for Prudence Ann. He likes her cushiony backside.
Well, I thought he liked her meaty thighs.
No, cushiony backside. Vernon's a squeezer.
Well, let's settle accounts for last night, shall we, ladies? Anita, what have you got for me?
2.5.
$2.50?
Yeah, 2 Boys and Winston Briggs.
Winston Briggs. Did he have a full speed last night, or was his brother using him?
Well, his brother must have been using them because he was all gums.
Francis, what have you got?
$1.
One?
Yeah.
You only had one gentleman the whole night?
And you're hoping today's a slow day. The school mom had a busier night than you did.
So you only had one customer?
Henry Lee Casey. He came by about 10:30.
Henry Lee Casey? The telegraph operator. Well, he's never been in here before.
He said he just found out he's got consumption. He said he wanted to have a whore once before he died.
Oh.
Poor Henry Lee.
Did you have a good time?
He cried.
What?
He cried the whole time we was up there.
Aw.
But he fulfilled the dying man's wish. Well, that must make you feel special, like.
No, I didn't fulfill nothing. He was so upset he couldn't achieve any readiness. God, it was like a frightened turtle.
So, you didn't do it?
No.
So you took his money anyway?
Well, why shouldn't I? We was up there for half an hour. I was doing my part to get the horse into the corral.
I hope you're paying for that.
I always do, don't I?
Oh, better not be Vernon already. Where the hell is Prudence Ann?
doing it with a drunken whore? You've given the clientele too much credit, Jenny.
And you're not giving them enough. We treat our customers like gentlemen here, Francis. Not like rotten pigs that only come in to satisfy themselves.
Like I said, you are giving them too much credit.
Now you listen to me, Francis. I am trying to run a business here. When you run a business, you give the customers what they want. You smile at them. You tell them how handsome they are. You make them feel like they're the only man you ever want to bed with. You don't stagger over to them and say, "Who's next?"
Jenny, I found an envelope on the front stoop that's got your name on it. And this young lady here would like a word with you. Well, this is Jenny Starbuck, honey. She runs the place.
What can I do for you, dear?
Well,
Now, if you're looking for a room, we don't rent out rooms. The River House down the street, they have nice rooms. Respectable, too. Probably better suited to a parasol-carrying woman like yourself.
no, I'm not looking for a room.
Well, what is it then? Oh, you're not here for the service, are you? Because we don't do girl-to-girl here.
Well, wait a minute, Jenny.
What?
Well, she smells nice.
I'm not here for that either.
Well, what are you here for?
I'd like a job.
A job? That's what?
As a whore?
Francis, I don't care for that word.
Well, yes,
Guess what?
that's what I would like a job as.
As a whore? You?
Miss Starbuck, please. I'm in need of employment. You see, I spent my last dollar getting here. I was supposed to meet a man named John Hobson.
Rattlesnake.
Pardon me?
John Hobson. Rattlesnake John.
Oh. Well, John Hobson was the name I was given. You see, I answered an ad in the St. Louis Daily Times for actresses. Mr. Hobson said that he was looking for experienced actresses to appear on stage here in Baxter Springs, and all I had to do was send him $45 to cover his fees.
Yeah, and then you got here and old Rattlesnake was nowhere to be found.
Well, he said that he would meet me at the stage line, but I've been sleeping on a bench there for 3 days now.
Honey, Rattlesnake is probably in Tulsa by now, spending that $45 on liquor and women.
My.
He's been pulling that swindle for years now. He gets unsuspecting women to send him money, and then he hightails it out of town for a month or two.
And by the time he gets back, well, the women have moved on and old Rattlesnake is free and clear to do it all over again.
You're an actress?
No. I just said I was because I needed a job so I could get out of St. Louis.
Why did you need to get out of St. Louis so bad?
Well, that's a private matter.
Oh, come on, girl, you can tell us. We've all got stories that don't bear repeating.
My husband is a doctor, a surgeon, a highly respected figure in St. Louis. The problem is that, well, he has a temper, and he was beating me on a regular basis.
Oh, my God.
The last time he beat me, I thought I might die. And I was afraid that the next time would surely have been my demise.
You sound educated. Are you educated?
Yes, I am.
Well, me too.
What's your name, dear?
Natalie. Natalie Chanus.
Natalie what?
Chanus, it's French. My parents are French.
Well, you don't sound French.
No, I was born in St. Louis.
You don't have any relatives in St. Louis? No one you can go to?
No, my mother went back to France when I was 10. She didn't like it here very much. My father, oh, he died last year.
Well, that's a sad tale for sure, Golden Pie, but I'm afraid I've got all the ladies I need right now. Have you looked for work anywhere else?
Everywhere. All day yesterday, this morning. The problem is that I don't have much experience at anything. I've never had a job. Never needed one.
Wow. So you're a kept woman. Well, you're halfway to being a whore right there.
That's enough. Oh, Natalie, I'm afraid the best I can do for you is to feed you. Are you hungry?
Yes, very.
Well, I can give you a meal. Anita, why don't you take Natalie up to the kitchen and find her something?
Thank you.
Give her a shot of whiskey, too. That'll put the hurt behind you. You get a drink into you and the whole damn world can go straight to hell.
No, I don't drink. I don't drink and I don't curse.
Oh, yeah, I tried that for a spell. Longest goddamn 2 hours of my life.
No, sweet Jesus from Joplin.
What's the matter?
Prudence Ann.
But it's Anne. Is something wrong?
There sure as hell is. She's run off and got married.
What?
Her and Jeff Kinney. She said they woke up the justice of the peace last night, got married, and now they're off to Wichita.
Why are they going to Wichita?
She said Jeff's got family there. They're gonna live there.
He's taking Prudence Ann home to meet his family? Ha! That boy has more nerve than a 6-foot naked man in a field of 3-foot cactus.
There must be something wrong. Curtis Ann wouldn't leave without saying goodbye.
I don't give a damn about a goodbye. A little warning would have been nice, though. Would have given me a chance to find someone to replace her. This just burns my biscuits.
Ma'am,
What?
you'll be needing another girl, will you?
No, Natalie. This is no job for a woman of your obvious fragility.
I can do it. I can.
Shit, and what makes you think that?
Well,
Come on, girl. Out with it.
when we made love the last time, my husband said I was acting like a whore.
I thought that's what husbands wanted.
Not at home, they don't.
I was just trying to please him, make him happy so he wouldn't get angry at me anymore. He got angry anyways.
Well, I'd have her come to me for less reason than that, I suppose.
So may I have the job?
I don't think it's a good idea, Jenny. She's not the type.
She may not be the type right now, Francis. Experience makes a woman into the type. Besides, she's young, she's pretty.
Did you have to look at me when you said that?
All right, Natalie, I'll give you a try.
Thank you.
Have a seat, and I'll explain how things work around here.
I can't believe Curtis Ann ran off and got married. I thought we were close.
Grow up, Anita. Prudence Ann didn't give one old fart about us. She was looking for a way out of this life, and Jeff Kinney was it. I'm surprised she even bothered to open the door when she left. I'd have run right through it.
Curtis Ann and I were friends, Francis. We were like sisters, almost.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, darling. Meanwhile, Prudence Ann has already forgotten what you look like. You bitch! Oh, now you listen, yes, sweet thing. I let that slide off my back once. You say that again and you and me is gonna go round.
All right, ladies, let's try and show Natalie here that we possess more etiquette than we actually do. All right? What's the matter now, Anita?
What do you think? I lost a friend that was near and dear to my heart.
Well, I just hired Natalie here to replace her.
Oh. Okay.
All right, Natalie, here's the arrangement. I charge you $12 a week, room and board. The customers pay you $3 for a half hour. You give $1 of that back to the house. You pay for any liquor you drink, or better yet, you get the customer to buy it for you.
Well, as I already told you, I don't drink.
Well, get the customer to buy you one anyway. It's more money for the house. Nothing says you have to drink it.
I'll drink it. What? Hey, I'm just trying to help the new whore out.
Now, we work a 7-day week, but we close for 3 hours Sunday morning, so you can go to church if you want to.
Oh, do you girls go to church?
No.
Oh, no. No.
So why do you close then?
Most of our customers are at confession on Sunday morning. Now, how many dresses did you bring with you?
2. I'm afraid I didn't take a whole lot of time to pack.
Well, we'll take you out later and buy you some more.
I'll take her.
Fine. And you can take you.
Oh, we'll have fun, Natalie. 2 girls out shopping for clothes. I love shopping for clothes.
But I don't have any money.
Well, I'll buy them for you then. I'll look on it as an investment. You have to spend money to make money sometimes.
And what if she decides that this kind of work isn't for her? Huh? What if she goes screaming out of here after the first customer?
That's a good point. How long do you plan on staying here, Natalie?
Well, until I get back on my feet.
If you're looking to get on your feet, you're going to the wrong place. All right, I'll make you a deal. You promise to stay here for at least 2 months. Can you do that?
2 months.
2 months at least.
All right. Yes, ma'am. 2 months.
Good. By the end of 2 months, I'll have made back the money I spent on the dresses, and you can do whatever you want to. But I'm not going to buy you those dresses until you've had at least 1 customer. Francis is right. We better see if you can stomach it first. What do you girls think? You think she's going to be able to handle it?
I don't know. It looks kind of like she's, looks like she's going to throw up.
Person saying? She went off to Wichita. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Nata's going to be fine.
Is
No,
it-
I don't think
is
so.
it-
I think she's...
Is it really that bad?
Is what that bad?
When you make love to these men, do you hate it?
No, we don't hate it. It's a lot like milking a cow. The rewards are plentiful if you don't mind a few minutes of tugging.
Every once in a while, you get a man who's a real gentleman with you. Even some of the trailheads who look rough on the outside. Some of them have a surprisingly gentle touch. They can make you feel real good.
But if a fella does get rough with you, you just cry out. I'll be upstairs with my shotgun before you can say Buffalo Bill. We had a fella roughed up Prudent Sam the other day. I filled his backside so full of lead he had to get a blacksmith to reshape it.
I still can't believe Prudence Ann ran off and got married. Have you ever been proposed to, Jenny?
Oh, Anita, I get proposed to every day, and I accept boy proposed to me. Real nice boy, too. Good looking, long curls. I fancied him a lot.
So why didn't you say yes?
I almost did. But he come from upstanding folk, and back then I didn't think I was good enough for an upstanding fella, being in this line of work and all.
If you don't mind my asking, how did you ladies get into this business?
Well, my daddy was a Nebraska dirt farmer. He wanted a son, and I did not qualify. Eventually, we came to a mutual partner of the way. So there I was, 19 and flat busted. So I went looking for a way to make money. Found it in North Platte. My first customer was a Pony Express rider. Name of Johnny Fry. Needless to say, the mail was late that day. After a time, it come to me that I had enough sense to run a place of my own. So I bought this place.
And what about you, Anita?
I was bored. I mean, no job I ever had could hold my interest. I've come since to realize through an acquaintance of mine, Mr. Roland Keats, well, that my advanced intellect was causing my discontent.
Well, tell her your story, Francis.
Yeah, my story ain't worth telling.
Well, the hell it ain't. Your story's the best one of all. Francis used to be a singer. A good one, too. Why, she even sang for President Ulysses S. Grant himself.
Well, he wasn't the president yet.
Where was this?
Oh, it was up in Illinois about 15 years ago. See, he drank himself out of West Point and he came home to lick his wounds. I was just passing through, singing my way west from Pennsylvania. And Ulysses and I, we struck up a friendship for a period of a few days.
You hear that? She even calls him Ulysses. That's how close they were.
You didn't screw the president, did you, Francis? No, I didn't screw the president. I told you, I wasn't the president then.
Do you still sing?
No, I don't.
Francis lost her singing voice.
To a rare medical condition.
Yeah, too much whiskey.
That's one.
So, having spent most of her life entertaining gentlemen in establishments like this one, Francis decided to turn to a different form of entertainment.
Yeah, that's right. Letting cowboys climb all over me like I was a Morgan mare. With trail dust flying off their clothes and sweat and spit dripping from their chins. She is getting the nerves. Look at her.
Well, maybe it's hunger. She said she was hungry.
No, it's the nerves. She's starting to realize that maybe she's bitten off more than she can chew. Oh, and by the way, Natalie, that's a phrase we don't like to use around customers.
That's what it is now. Are you having to change your part?
No, I'll be fine. Once I get the first customer over with, I'll be fine.
Oh, I'll bet that burning coral been right on fire. Stand up.
What?
Stand up. Now, turn around. Yep, you'll do just fine.
For what?
Honey, we're up at 5
Square on the mouth kiss is something you say for someone you love. And if you're worried about the contrary smell of the man, you spray with perfume when he's not looking.
Perfume. All right. What do I say to him when it's over?
Get off.
Are you all set? I'd leave the parasol here if I were you, Natalie. You don't want to poke the man's eye. Okay, here we go. Smile.
Good luck, Natalie. Well, one way or the other, that girl ain't never gonna be the same again. I have never had a parasol. Never. Do you think that's uncommon?
Well, why would that be uncommon?
I don't know. A woman my age, hell, I've done most everything. You'd think that I would have owned a parasol somewhere along the line.
Well, maybe you're just not the parasol type.
Meaning what, exactly?
Well, women who carry parasols tend to be sensitive to the elements, while they welcome the hot sun and delicate flower.
I can be delicate on occasion.
Really?
Hell, yeah, I can be damn delicate.
Well, I've never seen that side of you before.
Yeah, that's because you've only known me for 3 years. No, I don't think a parasol is for some protection. I think it's a class thing. See, the upper class, they carry parasols, and the rest of us look at them and say, oh, now there's a woman of breeding. She's got herself a parasol. I think it's a way of showing off.
I think you got a bug in your bloomers about anybody who might be better than you.
Nope, just people who think they are, like you.
I never said I thought I was better than you.
You are sitting there reading, ain't you? Right there in front of me like that, throwing it right in my face.
Why would my reading make you think? Francis, can't you read?
Some,
How much is some?
I can read menus, and I can read numbers.
Well, how big? All the time I've known you, I had no idea you couldn't read.
Well, you didn't know I was delicate either. You just ain't paying attention.
Well, would you like me to teach you?
To what? To read?
Yeah.
Nah, I start reading, and well, the next thing you know, I'm getting all full of myself and thinking I'm high class, and then I gotta buy a damn parasol.
Anita, there's a sale on at Iona Sawyer's dress shop. I told her you'd be over later with Natalie. You should be able to get some fine dresses at a fair price.
Good, I love sales.
And look at this.
What?
But this commode paper here, look at it.
What about it?
Well, look. It's got little holes in it, see? They're called perforations. That's so you can tear off just one little piece at a time.
Well, you look at that.
One little piece. Now what good is one little piece gonna do you?
Well, you don't have to use just one little piece, but if you need to, you can.
And when would there ever come a time when you would need just one little piece.
No, Francis, I'm just saying it's now possible to use one little piece of yours. Damn. Where's Nose?
She ain't come down yet.
Well, I passed Vernon on his way out, so she's done with him.
Well, she ain't come down.
Rita, you better go check on her.
All right.
She's probably halfway back to St. Louis by now.
Well, maybe she's just taking a minute to repair herself. She is a lady, after all. She probably wants to restore herself to her original state.
Oh, I bet that's her running off right now. 5 minutes, she'll be curled up in a ball on that stage line bench, just waiting for the next ride out of town.
Hello?
Yes, can I help you?
Yes, I believe you can. You're Miss Starbuck, the proprietor?
Yes, ma'am, and this here is Francis.
Francis? Yes.
What's on your mind, Mrs. Casey?
Ah, then you know who I am.
Yes, ma'am, I make it a point to know my town. Not being nosy, just being a good businesswoman.
Businesswoman? That's what you call yourself, is it?
I call myself a lot of things. I expect you're about to add to that list.
No, I merely came here to ask for a term of kindness. I didn't come to pass judgment.
Woman, I'm sure you passed judgment long before now.
Francis. Can I get you a cup of coffee, Mrs. Casey, or some tea?
Oh, no, no, thank you. I don't plan on staying long.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, it's about my husband, Henry Lee.
Yes?
May I sit down? I don't know if I can do this on unsteady legs.
Of course. Sit.
Thank you. I'm afraid being inside an establishment such as this has left my knees a little watery.
Shit, you get used to it.
I don't believe I will.
Francis, maybe I should talk to Mrs. Casey alone.
Oh, no, please. She has a part in this as well. And I'd like you both to hear what I have to say.
All right. We're listening.
Yes. Well, where do I begin? My husband and I recently found out he only has a few months to live. The half dozen at best.
Yes, ma'am. And we're sorry to hear that.
But thank you.
I've had dealings with Henry Lee at the telegraph office, and he seems like a decent man. He's always been a gentleman to me, and that's something I truly appreciate.
Yes, Henry Lee is a kind soul. Well, believe me, I have no complaints about our life together. He has been a loving husband and a good father to our 2 boys. He has lived a very dependable life, which is no small feat with all the distractions and temptations that abound in today's world. But last night, however, he came home late, which is something Henry Lee never ever does. Why, I swear I could set my man to clock by Henry Lee's comes and goes. That's how reliable he is. But not last night. And when I pressed him for an explanation, he came forth with the news that he had stopped in here before coming home. tears with him, but that instead he would turn to a woman who would view him as nothing more than a paying customer. Well, do you know how that would make me feel? Well, let me tell you, it nullified my existence, and it tore down a dwelling that took 31 years to build.
Mrs. Casey, I don't think it's as bad as all that.
No, it is exactly as bad as all that. It is precisely as bad.
Actually, it's not. Because Henry Lee didn't do anything. He couldn't complete the endeavor.
The fact remains that he turned to you. Whether he completed the endeavor or not, he came to you with intentions, and intentions carry just as much weight as the deed itself.
Is this what you came here for, Mrs. Casey? Tell us how upset you are? Because if every wife and husband came patronizing this establishment, came a calling to present their complaints, there'd be a lineup clear down to the river house. I'm sorry if that seems insensitive on my part, but it's God's honest truth. And if Henry Lee wants to come in here to add one more chapter to his life book before he writes the end, I'm obliged to let him do just that.
I came here to ask you for a turn of kindness, Miss Starbuck. I came here as a one woman to another. If Henry Lee should come back here, I would like you to turn him away. Well, you see, I expect that once my husband is gone from this earth, that I will spend the rest of my days alone. The memory of that man is all I will have. And I would like that memory to be untainted. I would like my self-respect to be untainted. At least leave me that much.
Mrs. Casey, if it comes down to a choice between a dying man's request and a wife's feeling of self-worth, I have to side with Henry Lee. I'm sorry.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to know a great deal about self-worth, Miss Starbuck, but for some of us it is a vital quest.
I know this much, ma'am. You have the rest of your life to work on that quest. Henry Lee hasn't got but a few months to work on his.
So, is that your final word?
I'm afraid it is.
I see. Then the consequences will be on your head.
Are you threatening me, Mrs. Casey?
I am telling you that I will not sit by and let women such as you tarnish the lives of good people. Now, I'll say my piece. I guess we have nothing more to discuss.
I expect we don't.
Then I'll be on my way. I have to stop by the mercantile, pick up yellow beans on my way home. Henry Lee loves yellow beans with his dinner. Of course, that's something you wouldn't know about. You wouldn't know how his back aches after sitting on a warped wooden chair for 10 hours each day. You wouldn't know how he likes to stand out on the porch each night, watch the stars before bedtime. You wouldn't know how he puts his hand softly on my cheek when he kisses me goodbye each morning. Those are the kinds of things that you learn about someone by spending more than 30 minutes at a time with them.
You're a harder case than I figured you for, boss.
I respect the backbone it took for her to come on in here, but I got no use for a woman who depends on her man to give her life meaning. That's more horse shit than you can find out there on
like you've seen a two-headed cat.
How was it, Natalie? Tell us what happened.
Well, when we got up there, he started to take his pants off. And as he was bending over, I decided to spray him with perfume. Like you said. But he straightened up just as I sprayed him, and, well, it got in his eyes, blinded him. That's when he stumbled into the bedpost and banged his knee real bad. So, for the next 5 minutes, he just sort of rolled around on the floor. One hand rubbing his knee and the other one rubbing his arm. When he could finally see again, he asked me to take my dress off.
Well, you gotta give him credit for determination.
So I started to undress, and then he asked me where I was from, and I told him St. Louis, and he asked me what St. Louis was like. And as I was telling him, well, he put his hands on my derriere.
You mean your ass?
Your parents are French.
Well, I kept telling him about St. Louis, about the restaurants and the parks, and well, the whole time he just had his hands back there, just sort of feeling and squeezing. When he finally had enough of that, he laid me down on the bed.
Then he started.
Yes.
What did you do?
Oh, well, I kept telling him about St. Louis. About the breweries and the public gardens and how it was founded by 2 Frenchmen in 1764.
Did you charge him extra for the history lesson?
Go on now.
Oh, that's it. And then it was over in about 2 minutes.
And you talked the whole time.
Well, he kept asking me questions. Even after it was over, he asked me to tell him more. So I just pulled the covers up over myself and told him more.
Well, I'll be damned.
Is it going to be like that every time?
Like what?
Am I going to have to talk to these men for a half an hour? Because I'm really not much of a talker.
And that is your biggest concern, that you might have to talk?
Well, I would prefer to keep it as impersonal as I can. Isn't that what you do?
Well, Missy, it's kind of hard to keep it impersonal when a cowboy is pointing his pinata whacker at you.
So, Natalie, do you think you can do this job? And you think hard now, you hear? Because if it's not for you, you let me know before I buy you those dresses.
Well, he didn't treat me any worse than my own husband ever did. No, in fact, he treated me better. So I guess yes. Maybe I can do it.
Oh, yay, Natalie!
Well, welcome to Jenny's House of Joy, Natalie. You are now a full-time employee. Well, what's the matter, dear?
Natalie, what's wrong?
I knew it. She hasn't the gumption for it.
No, that's not it.
Well, what is it?
Oh, it's my father.
What about him?
He was a good man, and he raised me all by himself after my mother left, and he taught me right from wrong, and I feel like I'm letting him down.
Natalie, you are a young woman on your own. You got yourself out from under a man who was treating you like street dirt. And then you walked in here and you talked me into giving you a job so you could feed yourself.
Natalie. We'll get you some food, then we'll go shopping. You're gonna be my new best friend.
I don't like this, Jenny.
You know, like what?
Well, I'm having trouble enough getting the men to go upstairs with me. Who's gonna want to lie with me when they see a pretty young thing like that smiling at them?
Frances, you're pretty enough for any man. What's ugly about you is your disposition. There aren't too many men who want to lie with a woman who scares the shit out of them.
All right, well, I'll admit that maybe I'm a little moody.
Yeah, the Battle of Gettysburg was a little bloody. Come on, help me with the laundry. I'm behind already and it's not even noon yet.
Tell me something.
What?
How long you plan on doing this for?
Doing what?
Well, running this house. I mean, we all get old, and we can't keep doing this forever.
Well, I guess when I get to the age where my wrinkles outnumber my smooth parts, I'll retire from performing. Stick to being the owner.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do when my wrinkles outnumber my smooth parts.
I don't know either, Frances. But if I was you, I'd be planning for it sooner rather than later.
You're gonna cut me loose, ain't you?
Yes, I am, one day. But that day is a fair piece off yet, so let's just go do that laundry and think about your future at some future date.
Maybe I could do some other job around here, like when I get too old to prick a man's fancy.
That Natalie has really got you thinking, hasn't she?
Well, I don't want to be competing with youth for the rest of my life.
Frances, we're all competing with you. It's the nature of the business. And the business of nature. Well, maybe what you should do is what Prudy Sam did. Fall in love and get married.
Nah, love don't sit with me. It's just one crossword away from hate.
Well, I like being in love. I like the way it makes your heart pound. And the way it makes you smile constantly. No matter how hard you try, you can't get that stupid smile off your face. Yeah, I like being in love a whole lot.
And what if your man come in here like Henry Lee Casey did? Would you be hurt? Would you feel like your work has been taken from you?
You getting a conscience all of a sudden, Frances?
No, I'm just checking to see if you've got one.
Let's go.
You know, there's another problem with that Natalie girl. A problem you should be worried about.
What problem is that?
She is educated.
Why is that a problem?
After a while, an educated girl might get to thinking she's got the wherewithal to open up her own whorehouse. Or take this one right out from under you. See, that's what an education does. It gets you thinking about things.
Let's get to that wash.
we done good, Jenny. We got married some very pretty things.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? What's that? No, that.
Oh, I brought this back to show you. Victor Van Aken selling them over at the River House.
What is it?
It's called a hot dog.
Oh, what?
A hot dog. He says something out of New York. He says it's all the rage back there.
A hot dog.
Yeah.
Is it dog?
No, of course not. It's meat rolled up in boiling water, then slipped in this thing called a bun.
Well, what kind of meat?
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, did you ask?
Yeah. But Vicky wasn't sure either.
That looks familiar.
Well, now he says he's selling in St. Louis. That's right. Maybe you just seen one somewhere else.
No, I don't think so. It's,
What does it taste like?
I haven't tried it yet. I brought it back to show you the home.
oh, I know. Lester McMeekin. It looks just like Lester McMeekin, fully grown.
My God, you're right. That is Lester for a fact.
What do you think?
Oh, honey, you get Lester in here, strip him down, lay him side by side. You couldn't tell them apart.
Oh, you know it.
Francis, wait till you see what we got Natalie here. She's gonna look so pretty.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get to see plenty of it over the next 2 months. That is, if our girl here lasts 2 months.
Oh, she'll last. When men see her in these dresses, they'll be tripping over each other just trying to get to her. Or they'll be like cross-eyed squirrels chasing a runaway nut.
Uh-huh. Well, just try to remember to leave some men for the rest of us, honey. We all gotta make a living.
Anita, Sheriff Tarwater is here for you.
Oh, okay. Natalie, just try on one of these dresses and then I'll have a look at them when I come back. Did you say the sheriff?
That's right.
Is Anita in some kind of trouble?
Trouble? No.
Well, then why is the sheriff here to see her?
Oh, Sheriff Tarwater always asks for Anita. She's his favorite.
Oh, you mean he's here for...
That's right. Anita's gonna lay down the law.
Well, I forgot my book.
Well, beds are gonna make themselves. Francis, maybe you could help Natalie up to her room with her new things.
Guess that's what I'll do then. I'll just get these things put away.
Yeah, you just do that.
Tell me something. Tonight when we're waiting for the customers, do we just sit here?
Yeah, we sit here, right.
That's it? We just sit.
Pretty much.
Well, it would seem to me that a woman would have to do some promotion of herself, wouldn't she? Selling, if you will, to pique men's interest and move the transactions along.
That's what you think, is it?
Seems logical, but it doesn't work that way? I mean, well, how does it work?
Little girl, do you honestly think that I'm going to teach you how to steal money out of my pocket?
What?
Because that's what I'd be doing, wouldn't I, huh? By teaching you the ways of this job, I'd be taking money out of my pocketbook and handing it right to you.
I was only asking, Francis.
No, he was only asking.
Yes, I was. I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way.
All right. You want to know what we do in here? I will tell you. But I will give you the benefit of my experience this one time and this one time only. Here it is. First, we sidle up to the customers and we talk soft in their ear so they can feel our hot breath on their sweaty skin. And the rub of our hands on the inner side of their fat legs. And then, well, the piano player shows up and she ain't got the shake so bad that she can't still play a song or two. Then we dance with the customers. Let them get their hairy arms around our waist and feel our midsection pressed up against this, so that they can get a sampling of what's to come. And then, we move in real close. So close that you can taste the smell of their black teeth. And we look them straight in their half-drunk eyes and tell them how wonderful we think they are. And would they please, do us the kindness of taking us upstairs and laying us good and front. That's what we do, Natalie. Does that help you at all?
You're trying to scare me off.
No, I am just telling you how it is in here.
No! You're trying to scare me off. Well, it won't work, Francis. Because the world I come from is just as frightening and distasteful as anything you could conjure up. Besides, I don't believe it'll be all that bad anyways. I believe that I will manage just fine. And don't bother helping with my things. Thank you very much, because I can manage those just fine as well.
Yeah, did I look like I was about to pitch in?
No, you didn't. And I wouldn't have expected you to. Like you said, you would help me this one time, and this one time only, and I will expect no kindness from you in the future.
And you won't be disappointed.
I'm not here to steal money from your pocketbook, Francis. I'm just trying to make my own way in this world, that's all. And I would prefer to do that by working alongside of you. But if you don't want it that way, then fine. I'll stay out of your way.
That is how I would prefer it.
Understood. And you can do me the favor of staying out of my way as well.
Education and a spine. I don't know if I like that one bit.
Hi, Francis.
How are you, darling? Oh, my Lord. I'm happy to see you.
Happy to see you too.
Honey,
Out there.
I will buy you a drink if you play me a song.
Okay, I will definitely take you up on that.
I knew you would.
Of course, run to the family.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
from Anita. Excellent.
And Natalie, $8. What?
$8?
Yes.
No, dear, you're only supposed to give me $1 per customer, not 2.
Oh, no, I am giving you $1 per customer.
You had 8 customers last night.
Yes.
And you made it downstairs under your own power?
What's wrong?
Well, nothing wrong, darling. Just, you, 8?
Yes.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Is there a limit?
Little lady, nobody does 8 in one night. 3, maybe 4, possibly. Well, 5 if you put your shoulder to the wheel. But 8? Well, either you're lying or you are the new whore queen of the West. And I don't see no tiara up there.
Well, I'm not lying. Why would I give back $8 if I didn't make that much?
I believe you now. But do me a favor, will you? Just taper it off a speck tonight. You gotta pace yourself.
All right.
Good girl.
I have some thoughts, though, if you don't mind my offering them to you,
Well, what kind of thought?
on how to improve business.
I don't know if you can improve on 8 gents in one night. Go ahead and try. What's on your mind?
Well, I thought that we should offer the customers their first drink for free.
Hurry.
Yes, that would get more men in the door, and you'd make up the lost revenue on the free drinks by having more customers inside drinking subsequent drinks. Second drinks.
I know what subsequent means. I was just thinking on the idea.
Yeah, free drinks. That don't make no sense to me.
No, it's not that bad, Francis. It's not that bad at all. What else, Madeline?
Well, how about this?
Rolling Keats is taking me to San Antonio. I'm going to San Antonio with Rolling Keats. That's my big news I've been waiting to tell everybody. But everybody's been too damn busy to listen to me.
What the devil are you talking about, Anita?
Rolling Keats stopped by last night and invited me to go to San Antonio with him. He's going there on a cattle-buying trip. And he said it'd be a good chance for us to spend some concentrated time together to continue his tutelage of me. And I'll only be gone in a month if you'd be kind enough to give me the time off.
And what about Mrs. Keats, huh? She gonna be along for the trip too?
No, Roland says she doesn't travel well.
Yeah.
San Antonio?
Yes.
I don't know, Rita. A month? I don't know if the 3 of us can handle things that long.
Oh, we can handle it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak out of turn. It's just that, well, I think it would be good for Anita. And as much as I would miss her, if it would make her happy, then, well, then I'd be more than willing to pick up on the extra workload.
And I'd miss you too, Natalie. Well, I miss all 3 of you. So can I go, Jenny?
What do you think, Francis? Are you willing to help cover for Anita like Natalie did?
You are gonna get your heart broken, Anita.
No, I won't. This is going to be the most wonderful experience of my life.
Well, Francis?
Makes no difference to me. Let her go. All right, there is no need for hugging. Just back away, girl.
There's no need for celebrating of any kind. I haven't said yes yet.
So you're going to say no?
What worries me about you, Anita, is that you're just so damn trusting. You don't see nothing bad in anybody.
Thank you, Jenny. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you all, the three of you. Well, you're the best friends a girl can have. Well, I better go start packing my things. Natalie, come help me. I mean, you want to?
I'd love to.
Oh, good. Well, I think I need at least 2 dresses suitable for society parties and maybe a nice sun hat, too.
I don't trust that girl.
Which girl?
That new one, Natalie, speaking up and having ideas like that. I don't think she's the shrinking violet she presents herself to be.
What's the matter, Francis? You don't like her ideas?
She has only been here for 2 days. She shouldn't be having ideas already.
Well, how long could it take? Because you've been here 4 years.
You keep giving me smart talk like that, and I might never have one. The point I am trying to make is, I think she's got a plan.
What kind of a plan?
A plan to get her feet more firmly planted in here. That's why she spoke up about covering for Anita. See, with Anita gone, she feels a sight more secure, because now she's the number 3 girl instead of number 4.
What makes you think she isn't the number 2 girl?
That ain't funny, Jenny. You mark my words, she is setting her cap for something.
Francis, you're just intimidated by anything with a brain.
Having a brain is one thing, but having it all wrapped up in a shiny parcel like she's got, that's something entirely different.
I have one question, Jenny. Because we're covering for Anita, do you think we could expect to receive a slight increase in our share of the customer's payout? You know, because of the extra workload and all. I would think that $2 1/4 instead of $2 would be a suitable compromise. One that we could all live with. Just something to think about.
Natalie, if I find that you ladies are being overtaxed by your job requirements, I will certainly make it worth your while. However, if not, then the arrangement remains as it is.
Well, no, that sounds entirely fair. A perfect solution to the conflict. I guess that's why you're the boss and I'm not. Right.
Not yet, anyway.
Now
telegram. What does a person usually do with a telegraph office?
Oh my God. Who put the burr up your corset this morning?
My daddy's sick in Nebraska, and they want to know what I want to do about it.
Who wants to know?
I'm a lawyer who handles the estate.
Estate? Your daddy's got an estate? I thought he was a dirt farmer.
He is,
No, what, they pay a lot for dirt back in Nebraska?
Francis, a dirt farmer doesn't grow dirt. Dirt farmer just means someone who farms the land for itself. An estate doesn't mean he's rich. Estate's just something they call whatever a person owns. Could be nothing.
So what does he grow?
Corn, maybe.
So, what'd you tell the lawyer to do?
Only to telegraph you and the old man drops dead and then on the side.
Well, that's damn cold of you.
I haven't seen my father in over 20 years, Francis. We weren't terribly close.
What about your mama? She run off too?
She died when I was 12.
Oh.
Daddy buried her on the edge of the cornfield. Said Mama worked that field by his side for so many years, she should be buried where she felt most at home.
That's a man for you.
Actually, it was the last thoughtful thing he ever did. Also the last time I ever cried.
Oh, yeah. What the?
Hello, Natalie.
Hello.
Where you been?
I paid a visit to Sheriff Tarwater.
Sheriff Tarwater? What for?
What for? What for? Well, I'll tell you what for. That son of a bitch came in here last night just as I was closing down for the night. He said he'd come for some last-minute rubbing. Those are his words, not mine. Well, I told him that I was just closing and could he please come back tomorrow. But he was insistent. He said that he would pay me double, $6 instead of $3. I told him, no, I would do him tomorrow for the usual $3. Then he said triple, $9. So I acquiesced. I said yes.
I know what acquiesced means.
So, we went upstairs and he got his robe in. Then he put his money on my dresser and he left. Well, this morning, when I went to my dresser to collect my money, I discovered that there was only $3 there instead of the $9 that he had promised me.
Natalie, I told you to get the money beforehand.
I know, but it was late and I was tired. I just wanted to get him done and get him out of here. So this morning, I went to his office to collect my $6.
You went to the jail to collect horrid money?
That's right. And I found the sheriff asleep in one of the jail cells. So I shut the cell door and I locked him in. I went to the horse trough out front. I gathered up a bucket of water and I threw it through the cell doors at him to wake him up. Did it wake him up? Well, shit, yes it did. And he was madder than a, well, I can't think of the appropriate metaphor right now, but he was mad. So then I asked him for my $6. Well, he said he wasn't going to pay it. He said $3 was the going rate and that's all he should have to pay. Well, I said, you fat bastard! You'll damn well pay me what you promised me you'd pay or you'll rot in this mangy, damn, poorly decorated cell. Well, have you seen those cells?
Yeah.
He said that he would put me under arrest. And I said, for what? For throwing water on a dishonest, modestly endowed, poor excuse for a lawman? Then I told him if he didn't pay me, well, I would make it widely known just how modestly endowed he was.
Natalie, you shouldn't have gone there by yourself. You should have come to me.
Well, you weren't here.
Well, you should have gone to Frances for help then. She's got more experience than you.
No, I do not think that that would have been the best solution. Besides, it was my mess and I thought I should put it right myself.
Well, it appears you did just that.
You're damn right I did. I will not be pushed around by any man ever again.
No, I expect you won't. Well, now that you've collected all your due payments, why don't we settle accounts for last night, ladies? Oh, that might be a customer. Never mind. We'll settle accounts later.
Well, good morning, ladies. The toast of San Antonio has returned. Hi, Jenny.
You remember me?
Oh, Natalie. Oh, hi. Oh, I've missed you. And do I get a hug from you, Francis?
Oh, honey, you know I don't hug for free. But it's good to see you back safe and sound. It surely is.
I thought you was never coming back, little girl. It's been 5 weeks, you know.
I know. I was at the mercy of Roland's business dealings, and it just took a little longer than expected.
Well, tell us all about it. You must have lots of stories, do you?
Well, it's got wonderful stories. It was everything I thought it would be. Everything. Roland took me to a fancy dress cattleman's ball the first night we were there. I swear I only had about an hour to wash the trail dust off me. But I pulled myself together somehow. Off we went. And I must say, I do believe I impressed him with my demeanor and sense of propriety. At least that's what Roland said afterwards. And we danced. Oh, I could barely catch my breath the whole night we were there. Well, I must have danced with every fine gentleman in the entire place. And we drank fancy punch out of crystal punch glasses. And then we toasted each other like we had something to celebrate, when we really didn't. Except, maybe the fact that we were society folks and everyone else just common folks. And we stayed at the San Antonio Golden Palace Hotel. Well, separate rooms, of course. Roland was every bit of a gentleman the whole time. This was quite the experience. It was quite the experience indeed.
Well, what else? I mean, you were there for more than just one night. You must have other stories.
Well, I do for a fact that if I told them all to you right now, I'd faint dead away of exhaustion. I'll tell them to you later. Promise.
Well, we're glad you got safe. Little girl, we was worried about you.
Oh, you had no need to do that. I was fine. I was just fine. What about you? What went on here while I was gone?
Well, let's see. Oh, Winston Briggs and his brother bought the second set of false teeth.
That's good news.
Well, not really. They still have to share them with their sister.
Oh, and I see Rattlesnake John is back.
What?
Yeah, I just saw him going over to the river house.
John Hobson?
Uh-huh.
The man who stole my $45 and left me to sleep on a stage on bench?
Well, that's him.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Well, I guess I'm just going to pack my things. I see you bought a parasol. Roland bought it for me. All the fine ladies in San Antonio have one. See you in a while, Francis.
So, what else happened?
What?
I said, what else happened?
Like I said, if I told them all to you right now, it would wear us both right out.
Anita, I know you better than that. You got something to say, you will talk until your tongue is dragging on the floor. Now what happened?
Nothing much.
Anita?
Francis. It was awful. after the cattleman's ball. Some of the wives invited me to have lunch with them in the fancy dining room at the hotel. So I got all dressed up in my best finery, and down I went. Even brought the parasol that Rowan bought me. Well, I thought that would have surely impressed them. It started out pleasant enough. I talked about all the books I'd read and about the places I wanted to go, like Paris, and England, New York. And they talked about all the best places to shop in San Antonio, because I told them I liked to shop. And then one of the ladies suggested she buy me a new dress. Well, I declined, because I thought the dress I had on was just fine. And one of the other ladies laughed a little bit and said it was fine for a lady of the evening, but not for a woman of culture and sophistication. And I'm sure I must have turned red with embarrassment at that point, but I just kept quiet and just started to eat. And then one of the other ladies laughed a little bit and said I was cutting my meat like I was sawing down a redwood tree. And they all laughed again. And then they started asking me these questions about what kind of upbringing I had and what I did back in Baxter Springs. And then one of them came right out and asked me if I was Roland's mistress. She came right out and asked me from the whole dining room. Just plain mean, Francis. And the more I tried to act like a proper lady, the more I just messed things up. It was like I was falling off of a cliff and I couldn't find anything to grab onto. I just finally excused myself and went back in my room. I stayed in that room for the whole rest of the time I was there.
Did you tell Roland what happened?
No, that would have been too humiliating. I told him I was sick and that's why I couldn't leave my room. He's right, Francis. Because I don't fit in with women of breeding.
Those were not women of breeding. Unless you're talking about breeding cows.
I'm so embarrassed.
Anita, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. God, it's those wives that should be embarrassed. You have a good heart, honey. And if they couldn't see that, then they ain't worth spitting on. And someday, when you become one of those society women yourself, you will remember what they did to you, and you will know better than to go around judging people based on how they dress.
You said I was never going to be a society lady. You said I was going to be a whore for the rest of my life.
Well, that was before you bought a parasol. When I saw you carrying that parasol, I said, damn, that whore looks like a society.
No, Francis.
George!
I knew you'd be here to console and comfort me. Hot, true, and sympathetic friend.
Yeah, that's me, all right. All right, turn me loose, girl.
Oh, I should have never gone on that trip.
Oh, honey, all right. Look, there is nothing to cry about, okay? Come on, let's get you upstairs and unpacked. And then we'll give you what I always take when I'm feeling out of sorts.
Francis, I don't want any whiskey.
I meant a hot bath.
Oh, okay.
And then some whiskey.
that?
No, I had Jesse.
Are you sure?
Well, I think so. Jesse's the one with the lazy eye, right?
Nope, that's Matthew.
It is.
Yep, Matthew's got a lazy eye, and Jesse has 11 toes.
I thought Matthew had 11 toes.
No, lazy eye. Would you like a drink before we call it a night? I'm buying.
All right, that'd be nice.
Whiskey up there?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Natalie, I'm real happy with the job you've done since you come here. I just thought you should know that.
Thank you, Jenny. And thank you for taking me in the way that you did. I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for you.
I don't know how much thanks you owe me, considering the occupation I got you into. I mean, a goodly portion of the women in this job end up dead of disease, or the whiskey, or their own hand, or someone else's. The ones who stay in it and come out the other side are the lucky ones. I've been in this business over 20 years now. Sometimes I think I'm pushing my luck. I figured you're not too close to a wild horse. Sooner or later, you're gonna get kicked.
Well, regardless of how it turns out for me, I do think I owe you a debt of gratitude.
Does that mean you're planning on staying, or don't you know yet? Because tomorrow is your 2-month anniversary, and as you recall, I asked you to stay at least 2 months, and then you could do whatever you wanted to.
I recall that, yes.
Well, normally I wouldn't press you for an answer right away, but I had a letter the other day from Prudence Ann, the girl you replaced, the one who ran off to marry Jeff Petey.
Yes, I remember.
Well, Prudence Ann would like to come back. Seems Jeff's family hasn't warmed up to her the way she hoped, except for Jeff's brother, who has warmed up to her on several occasions. But I would much rather you stayed on, Natalie, and I'll just tell Prudence Ann that the position remains filled. But I don't know how you feel. I mean, do you see yourself doing this kind of job for much longer?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do.
You do? Well, good. That answers my question.
Just maybe not here. What?
What do you mean, not either? Are you going back to St. Louis?
Oh, no, I'd be staying in Baxter Springs all right.
I don't understand.
Jenny, Victor Van Aken has asked me to go to work for him.
Victor Van Aken. Victor owns the river house.
I know.
But that's a respectable place.
Yes, but he's building a slightly less respectable establishment on the west end of town.
He is?
Yes. And he's asked me to manage it for him.
You?
Isn't that exciting?
Natalie, you've been in the business for 2 months. What do you know about operating a whorehouse?
Actually, Jenny, I don't like that term.
You what?
No, I prefer gentlemen's club.
Gentleman's Club.
That's what we're going to call the establishment. The Gentlemen's Club of Baxter Springs.
Oh, damn. And on the west end of town.
That's right.
That's the direction the herd's coming from. That place will be the first thing those cowboys see.
Yes. I explained that to Victor when we were deciding on the location.
You explain.
Yes.
How long have you known about this?
About 3 weeks. Victor told me about it over lunch one day.
Lunch? Are you romantically entwined with Victor?
No. I do not have any interest in romance with anyone. Guess that's why I'm perfect for this life, don't you think?
Perfect?
Well, yes. I recently discovered that I have no feelings, for lack of a better term. I suspect that my husband must have beaten all the feelings out of me. So this dearth of sentiment better suited to a number of things. The giving of my body for one, and clear-minded business decisions for the other.
And that's what you think makes you perfect for this job.
Well, yes, just like you.
Me?
I've seen how you operate, Jenny, how you handle people, and, well, you're about as heartless as they come. As a January morning. Oh, I couldn't have learned from a better person. Everything I am, I owe to you.
And now you're going to be my competition.
Ironic, isn't it? It's funny how sometimes life can just pinch a person right in the nipple. Although it pains me to leave here and start a rival business that could very well drive you deep into the dark pit of bankruptcy. All's fair in love and war, right? So what do you say? Do I have your blessing?
My blessing?
Well, yes, I would think that as I embark on this exciting new stage of my life, that the mentor would be happy for the pupil.
Uh-huh. All right, just allow me a moment's contemplation here now, because one of us is out of her son of a bitch in mind here. I just need a minute to think which one it is. Right. It's you. You want to know why it's you, sweet bones? Because you want my blessing as you walk on down the road and try to put me out of business? Is that what you said?
Oh, no. I don't look at it like that at all. I look at it like, well, like a baby bird leaving the nest and spreading her wings.
Spreading her wings?
Yes.
My God, you are an endless source of amusement, Dumpling. My sides are about to split wide open, I swear they are. But the truth is, I have had all the merriment I can take for one evening. So I'll be taking my drinks and going upstairs if that's all right with you. Yes, I'll sit in my room and drink and laugh and hope that in the morning when I wake up that this will have been just a severe dizziness caused by staring too long into Matthew Peterson's lazy eye, because that, my dear, would be the only reasonable explanation for it.
Natalie,
Yes.
I've got a question for you. Well, Roland gave me this book. I'm starting to wonder if he gives me books that reflect on me somehow.
Oh, well, what's the book called?
The Idiot.
No, Anita, I'm sure that's just an uncanny coincidence. What's the book about?
An idiot. It's about an uneducated man who gets mocked by society because he cares more about kindness and honesty than wealth. Does that make someone an idiot?
In some circles it does.
I swear, the whole world seems like it's flipped upside down to me sometimes.
Anita, let me ask you a question now.
Sure, what is it?
If someone asked you to sign on with the new Gentlemen's Club, what would you say?
I'd say, what's a gentleman's club?
Well, it's an establishment, much like this one.
You mean, go work for someone else? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Like who? There is no other place like this in Baxter Springs.
Well, there's going to be one soon, and I'm going to be managing it.
You're what?
That's right. And I'll be looking for girls. Even Jenny's? I sure am.
Honey, no, you can't do that. We're best girlfriends, you and me.
And that's why I
Frances just has a rough hide, that's all. But she's there for you when you're backed into a corner. Believe me. I have the highest regard for Jenny and Frances both.
So then you won't come work for me?
No. I'm gonna stay right here until society comes calling.
Society.
That's right.
After the way they treated you in San Antonio, I thought you'd given up on that foolish notion.
That was just a minor setback for me. And it's not a foolish notion.
Anita, I was a member of that society that you fancy so much. And believe me, they won't be calling on you anytime soon.
Yes, they will. Roland says they will.
Roland. He's just stringing you along to get you into bed. That's why he's telling you those things. Anita, Henry Lee Casey is here. He's asking for Frances. Is she still awake, or has she drunk herself to sleep already?
Roland's not stringing me along, Natalie. That was a mean thing to say. You shouldn't have said that.
Listen, baby doll, I didn't aim to hurt your feelings. I just think it's about time that you resign yourself to who you are, that's all. All right?
Frances went to bed about an hour ago.
Fine, I'll see if he'll take me instead. Listen, you have to look out for yourself, sweet pea. This new place is going to take a lot of business away from Jenny's, and that's going to hurt you too. I'd hate to see that. Besides, I don't want to work anywhere without my best girlfriend. Huh? Now you listen to me. We'll thumb our noses at those society women by making love to their husbands and their sons. That'll teach them. You just think about that.
Morning, boss.
Morning, Fred.
Did you like how I rushed right out here to see if you was a customer?
Very good.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I just came from the telegraph office. My father died finally.
Oh, Jenny. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. So, I have some decisions to make about the farm and him and his burying.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Well, my mama's out there in that cornfield all by herself. I know she's dead. I'm probably being silly. But she's my mama, Frances. I just don't like to think about her in the ground there with no one else for miles around. No one who knew her and loved her.
Well, it seems to me that the best idea would be to bury your daddy right there next to her.
Well, I thought of that. But what if somebody finds the farm? They might just plow the graves right over. I mean, what would they care?
Well, bring them back here then.
What?
Haul them both back here and bury them in Baxter Springs.
You mean dig up my mother? No, I'm not going to dig up my mama like
talking about me?
No, you are, aren't you, about my leaving? No, Natalie, we were not talking about you. Believe it or not, there are more pressing topics under the sun than what Natalie Shandu is currently up to. There's fresh coffee in the kitchen, friend.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ladies.
You're leaving?
What?
You mentioned something about leaving?
Oh, yes. I'm going to be managing a new gentleman's club for Victor Van Eyck.
You are gonna be managing a whorehouse.
A gentleman's club, yes.
Well, if that don't put the hat on Harry, ha, I was right.
Right about what?
About you running a whorehouse. I told Jenny you'd be doing that soon. Of course, I was just shooting my mouth off the way I always do, and now you've gone and proved me right. Damn. I tell you, you throw enough cow shit at a barn door, and sooner or later, some of it's gonna stick. Well, good luck to you, Natalie. I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Really?
Oh yeah, you got smarts. You got plenty of smarts.
Oh, well, thank you.
Poor Anita, though, she'll miss you. She really seems to have taken to you, you know, well, the way you two go shopping all the time and all that.
Right. And you?
But what about me?
Will you miss me?
Oh, sweet thing. Of course not.
I thought so.
Look, the fact is, we just never took to each other. We're like corn seed oil and water. That's just the way it is with some folks. Doesn't mean I don't like you. Actually, it does mean I don't like you. I don't know why exactly. I guess we're like cats and dogs. There's just a natural scrapping quality there.
Well, I tried to get you to like me, Francis. I really did.
Ugh, I don't know. It just didn't take. I will say this, though. I never thought that you would last in here, and you proved me dead wrong. Yep. You are a whore for a fact.
Good morning. Morning.
Morning, sunshine, and how are you this morning?
I was up all night reading The Idiot.
Reading to what, Edith?
No, reading The Idiot, my book.
Oh.
You know what, Natalie? Well, I think he is an idiot. Because he befriends bad people. People who take advantage of him, make fun of him. You have to choose your friends carefully in this life. When you find good friends, you stick with them. You remain loyal. If that means leaving a dream or two behind, then so be it.
Well said, Anita. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but it was well said.
What I'm trying to say is, I might not become a society lady one day. I might not. But I always know I'll have good friends around me, friends who love me for who I am. And as long as I have that, then the rest of the world can just hook her up and kiss my derriere.
I take it this means you're saying no to my offer then?
I'm afraid it does. What offer? Natalie wanted me to go and work for her.
Oh, is that a fact?
And it might have been swayed if you had a chance to keep talking so convincingly last night. But Henry Lee showed up and it gave me some time to think on it.
Henry Lee?
Uh-huh.
Henry Lee Casey was here last night.
That's right.
Yes. He was asking for you, Francis, but I didn't think I should disturb you.
So who did he bed with?
Me.
Well, now that I've got my confidence in me, I can begin the day's affairs. Natalie, how soon can you be out of here?
I beg your pardon?
Out. Gone. How does tomorrow tickle you?
Tomorrow.
That's right. Prudence Ann's coming back next week. I sent her a telegram this morning telling her to come on ahead. The three of us will handle things until she gets here.
But I can't be out that soon. I mean, where will I go?
That's none of my concern, darling. I just know you won't be staying here.
Well, that's a little harsh, Jenny.
You shut your mouth, little girl, or you'll be going with her.
You know, Jenny, I didn't have to tell you about my new position right away. I could have just kept it to myself until I was ready to leave, but I thought that you would appreciate the honesty of my informing you well in advance. I truly thought that you'd appreciate that.
Well, you was wrong. You want to be my competition, Natalie? Well, it starts right now, darling. Pack your bags and get out. Oh, Lord, don't be starting this early. I mean it, Natalie. Get the hell out.
What's got into her this morning?
Well, she just found out her daddy died, for one.
What?
She just got word.
You see, Natalie, she wasn't being herself when she said those things.
No, Anita about it.
Jenny! Oh my gosh, you shot Jenny! What? No!
It's your turn.
No, Mrs. Casey,
Okay.
why don't you put the gun down?
I came to you, hat in hand, and I begged you for a turn of kindness. I told you there would be consequences if my request was not met.
Mrs. Casey, this isn't going to do anybody any good.
I think it'll do me a lot of good. And I think it'll do good for the other decent women in this town.
Frances, Kitty's her bad. She needs a doctor. Well, don't just stand there. Go get Doc Sullivan. Go!
Henry Lee was here last night, wasn't he? Wasn't he?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
And he satisfied his desires with you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He told me he was coming to see you. And he said he hoped I would understand. Well, I do not understand.
Mrs. Casey, you're making a mistake here.
Natalie, just be quiet.
No, Francis, this isn't right. Mrs. Casey, I need to tell you.
Natalie, stay out of this.
But she's wrong,
I
Francis.
said stay out of this. Look, this is between Mrs. Casey and me. Now you go and say to Jenny.
Francis,
Go and see to Jenny, now.
What did she mean I was
Oh,
wrong?
what do you think? Do you think that coming in here and shooting defenseless people is right?
I think you left me no recourse. I came to you foolishly thinking that civilized people could work out their differences by reasoning. You proved me wrong.
Yeah, what about Henry Lee, huh? Did you try reasoning with him? Did you tell him you didn't want him coming in here?
Henry Lee isn't himself. His illness has left him confused and troubled. He hasn't got the ability to reason and to know what he really wants.
Well, it seems to me like he knew exactly what he wanted.
You think I'm weak, don't you?
Ma'am, I don't even know you.
Yes, I can tell. The last time I was here, you and that other woman, you both thought I could be bullied. Well, I expect she thinks a lot differently right about now.
Look, Mrs. Casey, this isn't gonna do any good. Just put the gun down. Come on. Just...
How old are you?
What?
How old are you?
was. Then why did that woman stand there and take the blame for it? Oh, God.
I don't know.
Come on, Francis. Oh, there's nothing good about it, is there? Don't go getting yourself all misery up there. I can't help it, Francis. I just feel so sad. Well, I thought Jenny would always be here. Always. Things got a little unbearable for me. Jenny was getting left me out. Put the smile back on my face. Now you listen here, Anita. You are gonna have to be the bright light around here from now on. You are the one we are all gonna count on to bring the sunshine through the windows. Lord knows we don't want that assignment to fall on my shoulders. We'd never see the light of day again.
I'm taking the valises over to the stagecoach line.
What time is the stage set to leave?
The driver said about 20 minutes. There'll be 2 other passengers on board. Sheriff Tarwater and Clara Casey.
What? Clara Casey?
Sheriff says he's taking her to Wichita, to the women's prison. Says that they'll have more appropriate facilities for her there.
Well, I guess we have time for a farewell drink then, don't we?
Francis, it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
I know. I'm not used to starting this late. I slept in.
Well, guess I'll go up and wake up Prudence Ann so she can say goodbye too.
Oh, no. Don't do that. She said her goodbyes last night. Besides, I wouldn't disturb her. She had a late customer.
Well, I sure hope we don't get any customers this afternoon. I surely don't feel in a loving mood today.
It'll be all right. Things will be fine. You'll see.
Things will be fine, maybe. But they won't be like they used to be. Not with Jenny gone.
I know.
Good morning, ladies.
Jenny! Did you walk down those stairs all by yourself?
Oh, Anita, I have time.
You should have called up. I would have come up and helped you.
Oh, well, I'm all right. I'm a little tender still, but I'm getting better every day.
The doctor said it'll take 2 months for a full recovery, and it's barely been a week.
Stop fretting over me, girl. I'm fine.
I'm taking your valises over to the stagecoach line, Jane. You're all loaded up.
Thank you, Natalie.
I should tell you, though, you'll be riding part of the way with Clara Casey.
Clara Casey?
The sheriff's taking her to Wichita.
Well, we'll have plenty to talk about, I guess.
You sure about this now, Jane? About leaving us?
I'm sure, Natalie. I've pushed my luck about as far as it would go in this business, and I'm afraid it's gonna run out on me. Besides, I need to see to my mother's grave. Make sure she's taken care of.
Are you going to sell the farm?
I don't rightly know. I guess I'll see if anybody's interested, and if not, Maybe I'll go back to my roots and become a dirt farmer myself.
Hell, I'd pay cash money to see that.
What's this?
We're having a farewell drink to you.
Well, isn't that thoughtful?
Everybody take a glass. Here we go.
Well, who's gonna make the toast?
Don't look at me. I'm only doing it for the drink.
Well, I'll make one.
Good, I'd like that, Anita.
I'll quote something I read in a book.
Yeah, my sweet Lord.
Never shall I forget the days I spent with you. Continue to be my friend, and you will always find me yours. To Jenny.
To Jen.
To Jenny.
That was real fine, Anita. Thank you. Well, I best be on my way before my eyes spring a leak.
We'll walk you over, Jen.
Oh, no. Never. I don't want no big spectacle over at the stagecoach line. I'd just like to slip out of town quietly. Let's say our goodbyes here in private. All right?
Sure.
Goodbye, Natalie. Oh, I'm glad you decided to stay here instead of going to work for Victor Van Aiken. I think you fit in here just fine. I truly do.
Well, I learned that when you find good friends, you gotta stick with them. Because without good friends, well, life is fragmentary. Incomplete.
Oh, Anita, look after yourself, baby girl. Oh, Jenny, I'm gonna miss you so much. Oh, I'm gonna miss you too, sweet thing. You have no idea. Give my regards to high society when you get there, all right?
I will.
Francis, I don't think we've ever hugged.
And I don't believe we have.
Point in starting now?
Well, boss, I wouldn't think so. But I've sure as shit been wrong before.
Jenny.
Oh,
I can't imagine what my life is gonna be like without you in it. Well, now, you girls take care of this place now. I'm still the owner, and I'll be expecting monthly reports, along with my regular checks. It's Jenny's house of joy, rejuvenating proud.
You know where we're gonna run you out of business, are you, Jenny?
Not at all. No, I think I've left the place in good hands.
We won't let you down, Jen.
I know you won't. Well, enough of this. I got a stagecoach to catch.
What's the matter?
Well, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought I could just say goodbye and get on that stagecoach and ride away from this life. From the house. Barely a second thought. But instead, my heart is breaking. It's not this life I'm leaving behind. It's my girl. And I don't want to leave her without saying the right words to her. I don't know if these are them, but I swear, I love you girls like you were my own sisters. There is no one on this entire earth that I cherish more than you girls. Don't you ever forget that.
$2? But you only had 2 customers last night?
Yeah. Well, Ernestine came back and, well, some of the men wanted to get reacquainted with her.
Yeah. Natalie, how about you?
$5.
5? You're slowing down.